Yo, what's up guys? Teacher Paul here, and today we have a coffee request. If you want to request a video, click over here or go over to Buy Me Coffee. Link is in the pinned comments, and thank you so much for your support. Whenever you request a video, it keeps me here full-time on YouTube. So thank you so much, guys. Today's coffee request comes from Nicole from Germany, who says, my city. Ooh, you told me how to say this. Würzburg. I know that's not how you say it. How do you say it again? You told me how to say it, but I forgot. Würzburg, Germany? No, I don't know. Come on a tour of this beautiful Franconian city. Okay, let's see how am I? Würzburg. Würzburg, right? Würzburg. Is it like that? Würzburg. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, Würzburg. Wie geht's? Moin moin. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Join us on Discord. The link is in the description. And let's go. Let's travel to Germany today.
Situated in the wide valley of the Main River, in the center of Bavaria's most famous wine-producing area, Würzburg is a city which is rich in history. It's a Baroque city, considered to be the pearl of the Romantic Road. The center of the old town was rebuilt around the St. Kilian Cathedral.
By the way, this is from a channel called Travel and Discover, okay? Shout out to Travel and Discover. Link is in the description as well.
And it's a compromise between safeguarding the heritage of the town and meeting the needs of a modern city. Numerous churches have been built in the city. Würzburg has wonderful German food and Franconian wine.
Würzburg.
It's a university city whose vineyards produce a fine dry white wine sold in a uniquely shaped bottle, the Boxbeutel. The old main bridge was erected from 1473 to 1543 in place of an old Roman bridge. The characteristic statues of
90% were destroyed during the end of the war and then rebuilt. 90%. Wow, that's everything. Just 10% left. Wow.
the saints were added around 1730. Standing on the banks of the main river, overlooking the city, is a mighty fortress, Festung Marienburg.
I love the colors that you guys have.
One of the most elegant and glorious palaces in Europe is the Residenz. This is the Baroque palace the prince-bishops lived in after coming down from the hilltop fortress. This is considered the most beautiful Baroque palace in Germany. The architecture of the palace and the immense space of the square are in many ways dynamically related. In the cour d'honneur is the Franconia fountain by Fernand Miller, built in 1894. The large ornamental pediment was built by Lucas von Hildebrandt and includes two lions who support the coat of arms of the Prince-Bishop, surmounted by the imperial crown.
The main river bridge looks very similar to the one in
From the
Prague.
garden, we can see the south facade of the residence.
At the residence
From the east
parts...
garden,
Wait,
a
let me
view...
read the message. My dad's uncle died in the war. Oh, sorry to hear that. Man, thank you for his service, I guess. At the residence parts of the movie, the Three Musketeers were filmed. Oh! Okay, I remember that movie.
From the east garden, a view of the Imperial Hall Pavilion of the residence. The palace garden, which has flower beds that are changed to match the seasons, was designed in the 18th century, with lovely fountains, shrubs and gravel walks. Wow. The remarkable classicistic garden statues, mostly of Savoyard boys, Chinese, Moorish children, vases and cartouches of the main garden, are the work of Johann Peter Wagner and his atelier.
Main entrance. So anyone can go there and like a tourist attraction?
The dominant characteristic of this room is the contrast between its unusual breadth and the low elevation of the vaulting, which is limited by the White Hall above.
They
The
host the
vault was
Mozart
made with
Festival.
remarkable technical skill. The rather oppressively low proportions of the vestibule were no doubt intended to provide an architectural contrast to the lofty staircase. Architecture and painting have combined to make the staircase at Würzburg one of the most magnificent triumphs of secular building. The design was extended to provide for 3 flights of stairs with landings similar to the staircase finally constructed.
Wow. The largest ceiling fresco in Europe in the staircase.
The whole staircase was completed, and by 1743, the vault was finished.
Guys, nowadays we don't have these type of buildings or like infrastructure anymore. I wonder how much it cost back in the day. And nowadays, like, you don't see these structures, you know, these handmade statues like in buildings anymore. Everything is so modern. But this seems more modern than,
Tiepolo,
you know.
who first contrived a fitting decoration for Balthasar Newman's vault. The garden hall is a wide room based on a transverse oval ground plan.
Wow.
For its size, it's disproportionately low, yet it nevertheless gives an impression of graceful lightness. The vault is supported not by the walls alone, but also by a ring of fine perpendicular columns.
How long does it take to build something like this? To paint the ceiling like that? At the bottom of the stairs, there is enough room for a horse carriage to drive.
The stucco decoration was created by Antonio Bossi. In the White Hall, the stucco decorations by Antonio Bossi stand out against a pale grey background, the effect heightened by a few delicate touches of yellow and the darker grey shadows cast by the stucco reliefs.
Wow.
The classicist stove was made by Anton Ugg. The sculptures were made of terracotta and covered in thin gold-coloured metal. The stucco work of this brilliant artist is remarkably lively and full of movement. His roquet design seemed to blaze up, darting like flames across the vaulting. The hall was originally intended as a salle de garde. The audience room of the Southern Imperial Apartment is the best preserved interior. The fireplace, of violet and agate-coloured marble, is part of the original decoration.
Wow. That
in
is
the corner
absolutely
stands a Rococo
rich.
stove in white and gold. On the walls are Brussels tapestries.
Brussels.
A secretary with rich marquetry and gilded bronze decorates the room. The Venetian wall panelling with its inset paintings is original. The wood is light walnut with superimposed gilded tin ornamentation, which was evidently intended to give the impression of heavy gilded bronze. Fantastic beasts and comical dwarfs are found in the wainscot panelling, while figures in contemporary costume adorn the sides of the windows and the panels of the doors.
Your dad helped with the restoration? What? It's so cool. It's so crazy that these things were destroyed during the war. Like a lot of things, historical
This Venetian room
paintings,
was
man.
originally furnished between 1738 to 1741 from designs by the old court painter
Wow,
Rudolf
lucky
Biss,
you, Nicole.
who was also responsible for the ceiling decoration. By contrast with the other rooms, this consists of paintings in brilliant colours on a background of polished plaster. 3 tapestries from the Goblin Manufactory represent scenes from the Venetian Carnival and the Commedia dell'arte.
We don't have people who do these portraits anymore, do we, nowadays?
The wall decoration of the mirror cabinet, completed between 1740 and 1745, is the most precious interior created in the Würzburg residence. Mirror cabinets are found in numerous German Baroque and Rococo palaces. Oriental porcelain figures in front of the mirrors and exotic figures and scenes could be incorporated directly into the mirror.
Dang.
The walls of the mirror cabinet consisted entirely of glass panels. The stuccoing of the trough vault in 1740 is one of Antonio Bossi's finest achievements.
It's crazy because you spend a lot of time, if you look at the details, you'll always find something new.
The Red Room in the Empress's apartments was originally intended to be a grand cabinet with silver decorations on a blue background. The highly imaginative and delicate stucco work by Antonio Bossi dates from this first planning phase. The emblems are music, war, literature, the arts, and new naturalistic motifs. This room had
Been there
previously
100
used
times?
as the imperial
Wow.
bedroom. The
And
decoration
you always
and
find something new.
furnishing
Yeah,
work
yeah.
was interrupted by the 7
I
Years'
believe
War
you.
and was recommenced only in 1763.
I've been to some of these castles before, like the Castle of Versailles, and you know, a few places. And why are the beds so small? Like, people were very short back then, I suppose. That's the only reason. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. But have you noticed how small and short the beds were?
Only in 1763. The Emperor Napoleon, who stayed in Würzburg 3 times during the reign of Grand Duke Ferdinand III of Tuscany,
2 meters
spent the
long.
night in
Okay,
this
that's a big
room.
bed.
The green lacquered room is a unique room,
Kind
a
of.
perfect reflection of late Würzburg Rococo and early Neoclassicism. The special character of the room is created by its luminous green, applied on a silver background to give the color depth and an unusual translucent quality, which is vividly accented by the colors in the paintings. The overall effect is heightened by the gilded stucco decorations in late Rococo forms by Materno Bossi, and the paintings of landscapes, scenes with putti, clusters of blossom and butterflies are executed in charming colors. Although comparatively small, the court chapel is nevertheless one of the most perfect 18th century religious buildings in Germany. The architectural concept, above all the highly complex structure of the building, which far exceeds anything Hildebrand ever created, is exclusively the work of Balthasar Neumann.
You can get married in this place? You can get married in or outside?
The court chapel was severely damaged by fire during the Second World War. The restoration work is an outstanding achievement.
Oh, look at that eye with the
The stucco decoration and stucco figures, including Christ on the cross with Mary Magdalene in the niche behind the main altar and Mary on the gallery altar, are by Antonio Bossi. The pilasters extend through the entire 3 stories of the southwest block and through 8 axes up to the transverse oval. Würzburg is home to the famed vineyard Stein, which gave rise to the generic term Stein wine, formerly used to denote all Franconian wines. The winery is based in the former royal court cellars at the UNESCO-listed residence of the Prince Bishops of Würzburg.
Does anybody
Over the
know
years,
why wine is
glamorous
stored in
receptions have been held here
a
for
tunnel?
statesmen, emperors, and kings, a tradition still upheld today.
Like, why are the cellars
The
underground? Does anybody
Würzburg
know?
residence is a model of cooperation between artists drawn from many European countries, a synthesis of the European Baroque. Its originality and ambitious construction make it unique. The Würzburg residence was recognized by UNESCO as World Heritage in 1981.
Wow. World Heritage. That's amazing. Back then, they were cool during summer. Okay. But nowadays, you have like a cellar, right? But people still use these type of underground cellars. Ooh, Nicole is doxing herself. Now we know where she lives. Oh. Okay. The vine did not ripen too fast. Okay. Yeah. Mostly, so this is mostly an old tradition, right? Nowadays, you don't need to be underground. But I feel like I've seen places there are. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. This is a very beautiful town. I mean, this is, look at that. I love the, you can't see here. Okay, I love the Germanic architecture with the colors here. They are so beautiful, and you can see that also across other places. Like, I think in Brazil we have like a Germanic city where you can see this type of architecture, and it's quite beautiful. It's very nice. Thank you so much, Nicole, for sharing this with us, your hometown. And yeah, guys, if you want to share your hometown, if you want to share a video, if you want to request a video just like Nicole did, go over to Buy Me Coffee. Link is in the pinned comments. You can click over here or click over here to see my Germany playlist. And I'll see you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.